is a man who might have all the answers for everything, and we appreciate that. He's an insider. He's an analyst. He's a host. He's a vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, Emmy Award-winning Peter Schrager. Schrags, we're breaking down college ball there a little bit about what potentially could happen in the future. Who knows what's real? Who knows what anything looks like? We do know college football is back in a big way, and the NFL is back in just 2 days. What should we be thinking about that maybe we're not thinking about? And where are you right now? You look awesome.
I feel awesome. Got a great tan. Just getting back into it. So I'm going to be recording a podcast. I'm doing my own podcast with ESPN in Omaha. It's going to be called the Schrager Hour, and we got a studio and everything, and we're set up. So I'm speaking with Sean Payton a little bit later today, and we're going to get some coaches. Hopefully, BA will join me. I don't want to take any guests, but I love Bruce Arians. I love seeing him in the studio. You look great, BA.
He'd be great going to Schrager Hour. Happy Hour, Schrager Hour, Golden Hour, all the hours.
Yes,
BA's
indeed.
great.
The best.
But yeah, we're 2 days out here. You got a great tan. You look good. The Schrager Hour's around the corner. Football season here is kicking off for the NFL. What are you looking at as we're 2 days out? What are some thoughts that you think we should be thinking about as well?
You know, every year there's a team that comes from nowhere. And 2 years ago it was the Houston Texans who had the second overall pick, and they skyrocketed to a playoff berth and a playoff victory, and they ended up in the divisional round. Last year it was the Washington Commanders who came from the second overall pick to do it. I'm seeing everyone's predictions right now, and I say predictions because it's not bold to pick the same 6 teams that do it in each conference or same 7 teams every year. I'm looking for someone who's going to take a big old swing, and someone who is going to say, you know what, the Browns are going to the playoffs this year, or the Giants are going to the playoffs this year. And who is that team? Because you look at these odds right now, everyone plays it safe, and they think they're going out on a limb, taking the same 14 teams. But, Pat, I want to know what's the team that's coming from nowhere this year. I have a read on a squad that no one is believing in. There is one man there in your truck or the back room who is a fan of that I'm seeing plus 900 odds in the AFC East. And as everyone has fled the Miami Dolphins, acting as if this team has the plague, I might be doubling down on the Miami Dolphins on the fact that Mike McDaniel finally has his guys. They're going to be playing at 120 miles per hour those first few months of the season. And there is absolutely nobody on the Dolphins bandwagon right now.
They got the Colts week 1.
You tripled down, Shregs. Tripled down on that one.
There he is.
Boys are ready.
I'll tell you what, Shregs, you see Gumpy talking positive about the Dolphins right there. That's only in the microphones. That is only in
we talked last week. I know.
That is only in the microphones. I think everybody's kind of skeptical and worried with all the moves that take place, but I guess we have to remember the offense, whenever they can protect, unstoppable. You know? They are unstoppable whenever they are moving and operating efficiently. The defensive side, Vic Fangio leaves and goes and wins the Super Bowl. You know, everybody said he couldn't coach the defense anymore. He leaves and literally wins the Super Bowl at his next stop, at his next destination. So that's kind of tough to think about. Jalen Ramsey, gone. He's out of the building, let alone Calais Campbell, who's the OG. He's gone. Jonnu Smith, he was a Pro Bowler. He's gone. So
Armstead, gone.
Tyreek Hill, first year not being named captain. Sure, it's going great. Sounds like behind closed doors.
Motivated.
Yeah, of course, motivated, chip on his shoulder, wants to earn that C back. So I guess you could take everything as either adversity or just an opportunity.
I'm looking for the team, Pat. You know it. There's always a team. So who's the team no one's on? You look at it, like there's going to be one. Every year there's one. Is it Jacksonville? Is it Carolina? Everyone can have their – I think Miami might be the team this year that no one's on that does a little something. They have the players, and they have a coach that knows it's now or never, and he's going to run his offense. Let's see how it goes.
Andy Dalton on the sideline last night, year 15 for the Carolina Panthers, was there. Obviously, Bryce Young benched last year for Andy Dalton. Then Bryce Young put back into the starting lineup. Andy Dalton has to take a back seat yet again. He understands what the role is. Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers get hot at the end of the year. They get hot at the end of the year. Do they have a wide receiver that can get open? We'll see. Will they be able to continue to go? We'll see. But maybe it is the Carolina Panthers who aren't complete shite this year. Dolphins, it's going to be tough.
Here's what it is.
Even the Cowboys
Look,
up there.
Guys, 32 teams, every fan base right now. I walk down the street in New York City. You can find they all think this is the year. This is why the NFL is the best sport. It's parity. Everyone thinks this is the year because they've seen it. If Houston with C.J. Stroud.
Except the Dolphins.
I'm believing. I'm looking for that team.
I like
I'm searching for that team. I'm searching for him.
Yeah.
The truth is, I think the biggest story is the fallout of this Parsons deal, and I haven't been on with you since it happened. I got crushed online last week. Crushed.
Oh, no.
In all my years, I have never been considered a Cowboys guy. I've never been considered a Jerry Jones, sycophant. It's just not, I don't talk to Jerry. I don't know like Brian Schottenheimer well. I came out though, and I explained the Cowboys' thinking on this. And their thinking on this is we don't want to pay 3 players the top of their position salaries. This guy has not been what we consider valuable at $47 million. And it got down the road to such a point where Jerry wasn't going to pay him. He was lying on the table there on the sidelines. He demanded a trade. These are all things that made him different than Ezekiel Elliott and CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. And it got to a point where they made the deal. And you could have 2 things be true. They screwed this up by not paying him last year where it could have been $35 or $36 million, but they rolled the dice. And you could also have it be true that, you know what? Jerry made the trade because Jerry wanted to make the trade. Oh. And whereas 30 other teams, besides the Packers, who I could get to as well, have general managers that cannot make this trade. You could take the best general manager in football, Brett Veach. He's not making that trade unless he looks behind him and says, Mr. Hunt, are we cool with this? Jerry doesn't do that. Jerry doesn't have to do that. You can find whatever GM. Howie Roseman isn't making a trade where he's trading the top player on his team and looking back without saying to Mr. Lurie, are we sure we're good with this? Jerry Jones is the king of the kingdom. He can make the trade, and he doesn't have to look back at anybody. He made the trade because he wanted to make the trade. He's 82 years old. He wanted to make the trade. He's not answering to anybody. So I got crushed because they're like, you just want to, be Jerry's pal. Jerry's 82 years old and has been with every media guy in the world as far as in a relationship. Ed Werder and Jerry go back 40. I'm not getting in at 82 to be Jerry's guy. I promise you that.
Yeah,
I was just saying.
I think we don't have a shot with him either. We've put a lot of requests in. Jerry has ghosted us on all of them. Now, it is nice that we're at the part of his life where he's lost his fastball. Yeah. And we have microphones.
Great.
So it is nice to be able to remind people, though, that Jerry is a dog. And watch that documentary. Yeah. And we can't be judging every move that he makes today off of who he is as a complete businessman and owner of a team. You're talking about an absolute beast of an owner. There's a reason he has the stubborn mentality that he has. If you've been successful at everything and somebody else is going to tell you that you're wrong, there's going to be a natural. Is that right?
Oh, I am.
Okay.
Not so fast.
Yeah, exactly. At 82, especially 82 years of that.
82 years old.
Yeah,
and he's self-made. And,
I got the most valuable for some papers as a kid. What did you do? Like, that is you could see how he thinks that way. Like, you could see how he
had a handshake. Right. He had a handshake with someone. That's how he looks at it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
whether right or wrong.
I know. I understand completely. But Micah,
24-year-old kid,
25. Yeah, Micah's saying he was nodding his head along because of the position. That's what Mulugeta said this morning. Was Micah nodding his head to the owner of the Dallas Cowboys and his boss while he's talking to him about things? Yes. Did he necessarily think that was hey, we are negotiating a deal right now? No. Well, Jerry should have at least had somebody in room to say, I was there.
Yeah.
This was very clear. Because Jerry said, I was already off my mark.
Mm-hmm. On multiple occasions.
I said, hey, I want to pay you $30 million. Is that good for you? And Micah didn't really say anything. I said, okay. $40 million, is that good? And Micah said no. He didn't say anything. And I said $40.5 million. And Micah was like, nodding his head. And I was like, all right, so it's $40.5. Do you want this to be a 3-year deal? Micah's like, it could be a good 5-year deal. It'd be a 5-year deal. Okay, that's exactly what it'll be. So I was at 30. I moved 40.5.
Micah's a good negotiator.
I offered up a 3.
Sounds like Micah did a nice job.
I came back with a 5. No, he didn't. Because 40.5, that was what the deal was.
I mean, he's a good negotiator, but he ain't David.
Mullet gets this. He got, what, 47?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 47.
And here's the cool thing about the Packers story, and AJ, you could appreciate this. Mark Murphy for 20 years was the man in Green Bay as the president, and, they don't have an owner there, so he was the highest guy on the org chart. He had to resign based on their bylaws as a franchise. You get 20 years. In comes Ed Policy, who is in his first year as president, and if you want to make a splash and say, hey, things aren't going to just be the way that they've been, I'm here to kind of set business, and we're going to do it in my mold. Now, Goody and LaFleur, as was reported on your show last week, they're still waiting on new deals. But Ed Policy's coming out and saying, you know what? My first major move as new president of the Green Bay Packers, how about I get maybe the best young defensive player in all of football? And we do so by giving up 2 first-round picks and a player who many in the league feel might be on the back 9 of his career.
Well, Kenny Clark is a leader for that Green Bay Packers defense. I know a lot of people in Green Bay were not necessarily thrilled about losing him, but whenever you think about what they gave up to get Micah in return, I think everybody's jacked. Good luck to all parties. And you're talking about Carmen Policy's boy up there, Ed Policy. Mm-hmm. He's not scared to make a big-time move. That's in his family genes. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Schrags, a team I think people, they do have the best odds to win the NFC West, but the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know if you saw, Brock Purdy has an awesome commercial out. He's line dancing, doing all kind of great stuff. It's really good. But Juwan Jennings reported back to practice, I heard, from reports on the internet. How is that going to go? And how do you think these Niners team's going to fare this year?
Third and I have not seen the commercial.
I think he's selling Ariats.
He's selling boots?
I think he's selling Ariat boots.
There's O-lineman with them too, I think.
Okay.
Strikes, you got a couple,
I'm waiting for the B-roll. I'm waiting for the B-roll. Here we go. All right, spinning a ball. Okay, all right, little personality.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa. Look at that.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Any Kurt Warner in that thing. Remember Kurt Warner, American Underdog Story? Yep. He met his wife line dancing actually out there in Iowa.
That's right.
He better play well Sunday.
Oh, a little slide there from. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Guitar.
Purdy.
What's this for?
Watch this. Smile.
How do you do? He said. Ariat? What's Ariat?
Ariat boots.
I want to pay
Western cowboy boot and Western wear company.
Oh, I can get that denim vest right there.
You get it all.
I can get everything Purdy's wearing right there.
Yeah, Boot Barn carries a lot of
Can I get that rhythm that Brock Purdy's got? Did you see him 1-2 in there, Bruce?
He was a hell of a line dancer, I'll say that.
He was, wasn't he? He did a little boost.
I bet a bunch of girls were jumping in behind that.
Yeah, I think follow the suit. Normally it's the guy in all black. For every square dancing, line dancing place that I've been to, there is a fella that's going to be in all black. He's going to have a black cowboy hat. He will be in the front of the group. He knows every dance, and he is going to sweat, and he's going to lead the way for the next 3-4 hours. He's not drunk. You are, and you need to keep up with the man in black, from my understanding. That's from saloons in Blacksburg, up there in the hills of Virginia Tech, all the way to Los Angeles rodeo places. You need the guy in the black will kind of show the way. He's hitting that electric slide 10 different ways, though. I mean, they're doop-de-doing in there. It's a good time. Copperhead Road comes on. Get the hell out of the way. There are people from the hills running to that dance floor for Copperhead Road. And Brock Purdy knows that.
He knows.
Ariat knows that. Mm-hmm. Are they going to win because of that?
You better play well week 1.
Here's what the deal is with San Francisco.
People need to not hold this against him.
I'm saving that video for Sunday, just in case.
There it is.
If at 4:30.
When he runs one in, you're saying he learned that touchdown dance from our friends at Ariat?
Well, maybe. I mean, everyone in the NFC West is going to run one in this weekend, it sounds like. But if they do, play pretty, poorly, I'm assuming not just me, not just
Why?
Butch.
Why though? This is a team that.
Doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't.
Brock's getting a little cowboy money.
Yeah, Brock doesn't care. Exactly.
He's got John Deere and
everything.
Yeah. He's got that big.
They reloaded. They reloaded in a way that was really interesting to me, in that they doubled down on a lot of veterans this offseason. So, Juszczyk they cut originally. Then they were like, you know what? Let's bring him back. Kittle had a big, contract situation. They paid him good money. They then, of course, paid Purdy, and then it's one guy after another. They're like, Fred Warner, we're not looking at last year as the trend. We're looking at last year as a complete outlier, and we still believe that we could compete in the NFC West. My question, of course, is, yes, Juwan Jennings, third and Juwan, who was so good 2 years ago. Is it he and Ricky Pearsall? Are they enough to really compete with a Rams offense, an Eagles offense? A Lions offense? You're looking at a running backs room that, yes, Christian McCaffrey's there, but is it Isaac Guerendo and Brian Robinson? Are they going to be enough to maybe give McCaffrey the spells that he needs, considering McCaffrey's lost to injury? as many times as he has been in the last few years. So again, no one's going to draw up an offense like Kyle Shanahan. You get back Salah. You, of course, have 3 of the first 4 draft picks be defensive linemen. On paper, it's all there. Now these guys just have to do it. But I think they've been hearing a lot that they can't. And I think that's a veteran squad that thinks, wait, guys, we were in the Super Bowl 24 months ago. What are you talking about?
A forgotten great team, the San Francisco 49ers. And it all started 4 days before the season whenever we learned about Christian McCaffrey's fate and how Achilles tendonitis was on one side, then it jumped to the other side. It was like, oh, no. And the whole season went that way. Now they get an opportunity to get it back without anybody really talking about him other than us because it's hard not to think about Fred running all over that defense.
Oh, yeah.
And Bosa just stretching 5
Federico.
yards. I mean, they got a team. We got to never forget that. The NFC West, though, pretty packed out there. And you mentioned one of those teams, the Rams. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, staying in the NFC West, sounds like you love the Rams just based on how you were talking about that stacked San Francisco roster. But how you feel about Stafford? And I know he was named Week 1 starter, so it sounds like he's good. How are things going out there in Rams camp? Definitely outperformed expectations by a lot last season. What's your thoughts and expectations on him this year?
Hopefully,
Yeah, they're fired up. Look, they hope that he's in there, obviously.
The
and
real one.
Here's the truth.
What do you mean?
Week one, Stafford will be out there, and we'll go from there. The truth is, all summer, and I know you guys are rolling your eyes at home, and you're rolling your eyes there in Indy. Jimmy G was slicing and dicing up the Cowboys defense when they had joint practices.
Love that.
Played well.
How about Stetson?
Yeah,
Stetson looked good, but Jimmy G, they were very, very happy about the way Jimmy G looked against the Cowboys in those joint practices, and that he and Devontae, as much as you thought they might have issues because of the documentary and what Devontae said, like they were good. And Stafford is going to be great. And if he gets injured, they don't feel like the season is done if his back acts up. So the thing you need to take away, and I know there's a million teams that are going to be coming for them. They believe that Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams is a huge upgrade from Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So you had a good offense last year. Devontae comes in, and already they are speaking as if Devontae Adams looks like the Devontae Adams that A.J. Hawk saw in Green Bay, and that the Devontae Adams that we saw tearing up the league for a good decade over the course of the mid-2000 teens all the way up into the last few years, where he kind of was jumping around team to team a bit. But now you've got a guy in Stafford who has Tutu, he has Nacua, and he has this one. And they have a running game and a guy that they just paid in Karen Williams. So defense is going to be key. But they got 2 rookies last year that they thought played at Pro Bowl level, and those guys are going to be leaders this season. So I am extremely high on the Rams, and I think a lot of people should be higher than what they are.
Sean McVay, immediately upon Devontae Adams' arrival, showing the entire team a bunch of Devontae highlights is a sick way to say, hey, welcome to the team. We're happy to have you. Obviously, he'll gas everybody up. OBJ's first game with the Rams, if you do recall, after getting kind of an ugly exit from Cleveland, OBJ was targeted like 5 times in the first 5 plays. Sean McVay.
A Monday night game, yep.
Yeah, Sean McVay wants his guys to play well. He's a great ball coach over there. He really is. So young. Could have taken, $30 million to go call some games?
Yep.
Instead, sticks around, tries to do the rebuild with Matthew Stafford, and hopefully they're all healthy, and I'm excited to see what they do. Now let's stick with the NFC West. Coach B.A. has a question for you, Schrager.
Yeah. Schrags, you think anybody in NFC West wins over 9?
Yeah, I do. I think the Rams can go 11-12. I do. I feel like, I remember, guys, you have to understand, I was sideline reporter for Fox for many years, and I did many Jeff Fisher, Bruce Arians games. And let me tell you, that Rams-Cardinals rivalry was no joke. B.A., are you giggling back there? Because those meetings were heated, and those were good. But, now we have the Cardinals back a bit, and now we have the Rams sitting on the top, and the Niners are biting, and the Seahawks are there. So I understand if we're looking at, we think everyone's going to go 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, and then the best team wins. I think the Rams are superior to those teams. I think the Rams are going to go 11 or 12 wins.
Okay, well, that would be over for the Rams, obviously. Do you see under on the Niners at 10.5?
No, I think they're going to be a 10, 11 win team as well. I don't know if I'm there yet on Seahawks and Cardinals.
How many teams out of the NFC West making the playoffs? 2?
I would think 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that the strongest? Is there going to be a 3-team division?
I think the NFC North has an argument, and you could pick your permutation of those four teams. I saw a lot of people high on the Bears. I would be interested in that because of Ben Johnson, but I don't think they're in that same conversation just yet with those other three teams. And I think the Packers got a lot better with Micah Parsons. I know it's a big shiny object. A lot of people say, okay, but let's see how it actually works. I think Micah Parsons is an unblockable object off the edge, and I think they've got a pretty good defense otherwise. So I think the Packers, Vikings, and the Lions could all be playoff teams this year.
3 teams from the NFC North in the playoffs, maybe. Last year, 2 NFC North teams were battling in the last week for the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. Winner gets number 1, loser gets number 5.
Ooh.
They need to redo the playoff seeding, is what everybody said for the offseason. When instead, teams are just too damn good. Speaking of a good team, let's go to the AFC. Mile High. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Schrags, last week, every guest we had on and we asked them this kind of question, it was basically like, hey, watch out for the Broncos. They might win the Super Bowl this year. And it almost got to the point where it felt like picking the Broncos might have been jumping the shark a little bit. As we stand right now with the season kicking off this weekend, do you still think that the Broncos are one of those teams who are going to potentially, be a Super Bowl team at the end of the year?
I'm torn because I do believe that, but you are right. The amount of heat that they're getting, that never ends well. Like, there's always that team that just scratches the surface in year 1, and then everyone jumps on their bandwagon, and it doesn't go as smoothly in year 2. And I say year 1 because of Bo Nix, but gosh, from every guest we spoke to last week on McAfee to Diana Rossini sitting with Sean Payton to Kay Adams sitting with Sean Payton, it feels like everyone came out of Denver just being like, yep, that's the team, because their defense was number 1 in the league, and they got better on offense, and now you're expecting Bo Nix to take an even bigger leap in year 2. So where's the hole? Where's the fall? I don't know. And yet, I'm cautious of just riding the bandwagon that everyone else is. Honestly, I look at this and I'm like, okay, if every single person is picking the Broncos over the Chiefs, well, then the Chiefs have to win the division. That's just how it's going to go. I think it's probably an even split if you ask around the league and you ask the media right now, whether it's Broncos or Chiefs. And I think that's crazy considering what Kansas City has done, and also considering what Kansas City did last year, in that they lost 1 regular season game. And I know it was on a blocked field goal that they almost lost to the Broncos earlier in the season. But guess what? They blocked the field goal, and Leo Chenal got up there and blocked it. I can't take the Broncos over the Chiefs just yet.
I do like Bo Nix and Sean Payton.
Yeah,
it's great.
Certainly.
Sean Payton draft night talking about Bo Nix. This is the one.
Yeah.
This is the guy. And them going through some growing pains early in the season with how great they looked at the end. And that defense can stop anybody.
Defense is stacked, but I second year. Now a lot of defenses
but
have
the Bills lit them up in the playoffs. We forget this.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year.
Thank you, Peter.
We got
AFC is
we
packed.
got Zach Allen. They got lit up.
The AFC is packed. Yeah, they had 80 million or dead cap or 50 million, whatever it was
50 last year, 30 this year.
Yeah, whatever it is. They had the biggest dead cap in the history, so they're playing with literally
they still
on their back there. Yes.
I am interested though. Second year for Bo Nix. He is obviously older. He's 25, 26 now, probably going into his second year. But obviously we know Sean Payton is a great. What makes Sean Payton a great play caller? BA, you guys spent a bunch of time in the league at the same time.
Yeah, known Sean a long time. Mm-hmm. He just got a great mind. He's got a great feel for the game, and trick plays are one thing. He's got the perfect timing for when he's going to get you. And his quarterbacks always play smart. They never play scared. All right, and they don't beat themselves. That's the way he's always been, and he's just a hell of a football coach. And really happy for Vance to be back there doing such a great job of that defense. I like the Broncos too. I think the Broncos are the ones that challenge the Chiefs because the Chargers already got injuries galore, and people don't talk about injuries. Just wipe you out.
Yeah.
And hey, we're great. No, we just lost our left tackle. We lost our right tackle. We got.
Oh, no excuses. I won't hear it.
Yeah, there are no such things as excuses. But
BA, let me ask you. Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, Triggs.
This Peyton's not well liked by teams during the season. He does some antics. Did he ever do anything that got under your skin as far as a coach goes? Did he ever do anything that in the media or even on the field, something that kind of set you off track?
A little bit, yeah. The playoff game. The playoff game, Sean never came out before the game. And he was out shaking hands with everybody, running around. And I said, whoa, he's awful confident about this one. Now, they did kick our ass earlier in New Orleans. But I was like, that's not Sean. And I said, I think we're going to get their ass this time.
What are you talking about, Shregs? What are you talking about, though, antics?
Always and that's why Sean has an edge in it. And the guy that I don't know if you knew Orny, but Mike Ornstein, who used to
Very well
be one of the NFL and just passed away last year. But Orny would be kind of Sean's consigliere, and they would come out there and they would have a towel that you'd be rocking or something, or he'd say something in the media, or he'd be the one who would be throwing money around in the locker room, and he would be dancing in your stadium. And I think a lot of coaches, and it goes back to that Nathaniel Hackett deal that he did when he got to Denver. It was basically like they weren't coached well, and Russ is going to have a shot because he's with me. Sean knows what he's doing. He's playing all the angles, and he gets that from Bill Parcells. And it was always, hey, let's just have a little bit of edge here, and I got my guys' backs. And I know some of the other coaches around the league, they respect the hell out of him, but it's like, gosh, I would love to beat Sean Payton as well.
Well, Sean Payton loves it. He has the second wealthiest owner in all the sports, right?
Yep.
Walton family.
Yep.
Yeah, are they second?
No, he's got to be one.
No, I think Ballmer.
Ballmer, I think, is.
Oh, Ballmer. He's living, by the way.
Yeah.
The more stuff I watch about him.
Weapon.
God, he's been around.
Yes, he
Ballmer's
has.
He's got all the money.
He's been sweating and bringing it for quite
For
some
a
time.
long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Same with the Waltons, though.
Yeah, amen.
How about the coaching salaries over there? Can pay whatever they want.
Oh man, it's crazy what they're getting now. I
Maybe
almost thought about going back just for that.
Yeah, it's something to think about, especially if the Waltons are going to be. Once Elon gets a team, those coaches are going to make.
Yeah.
Bezos.
Or Zuck gets a team.
Yep.
I mean, how much is he paying AI guys? Just signing bonuses?
$250 million.
$200 million, right?
No, that's been called into question as of late.
Oh, has it actually? Not
Really?
true. Oh, Elon gets in there. Zuck gets in there. Bezos gets in there, which we assume is going to happen with NFL teams. With the way the valuation's headed, there's only going to be certain people that can buy them.
Yeah.
Those people are all. The coaches just having no salary cap there. We thought that was a weapon for the Waltons. I think it still is. They're going to be able to probably keep those coordinators. Now, Kansas City has 3 Hall of Famers at coordinator that have been around. Spags, obviously, Andy Reid, and then
Dave Taub.
Dave Taub. He, as a special teams guy, Hall of Famer as well. Them being able to keep those guys is a huge deal.
And Veach might end up being a Hall of Fame GM when it's all said and done.
Yeah, because whenever you start getting coaches plucked, that's tough. I assume that is very difficult. So if you're able to offer just a little bit more money at the coordinator position, especially if you're building something great, you'll be able to go. I think. I'm not speaking for you guys. I don't want to speak out of pocket.
NFL is one thing, but I'm shocked with the college coaches. They got coordinators making $3 million in college now.
Woo. Bruce, like I can
I was one of the first $140,000 guys in the SEC way back.
So,
hey, thank you for doing what you did for these coaches today. Thank you for doing what they did.
standard.
All right, last question here. We know you got to go before 2. Go ahead, Con, man.
Schrags, you had a tweet about the Trey Hendrickson deal from the Bengals. They get all 3 of their guys done, Trey, Jamar, and T. Higgins this offseason. Did you see this coming with Trey Hendrickson, and do you see him going back after this year?
It wasn't pretty, right? Like you don't want it to go that way, and it's never gonna be as easy as it is for the fans in their heads when you start to. But if you look at it just as a 30,000-foot view, they got Jamar Chase re-signed and T. Higgins re-signed, something that most Bengals fans thought was not going to happen, and then they got Trey Hendrickson for another year. At the very least, you could say, okay, let's kick the can here and see if we can get a long-term deal done. I thought it was a great offseason for Cincinnati. It got ugly. The Shamar Stewart thing is ugly. This is ugly. But they're starting the season fully loaded. They played their guys in the preseason, so there's no excuse to start the year when they play Cleveland that they're going to be rusty. And Joe Burrow, for the first time, is 100% healthy going into the 2025 season. So I look at Cincinnati's, like, it made for a lot of great segments on ESPN, made for a lot of great talk radio. But at the end of the day, they're as fully loaded as they've been. And it seems like those guys are at least satisfied for now to go in and attack the season. So I feel pretty good about the Bengals right now.
We get a chance to talk about it again next year.
Yeah.
Right. I'm excited for that. The Trey Hendrickson situation.
We need content in June, dude.
Yes,
We're good.
yes, we certainly do.
Yeah, Pacers.
The Schrager Hour, obviously you know that.
Schrager
Good
Hour.
Morning Football. Yeah, the Pacers, obviously a big deal. But yes, need to continue to have conversations. But if Trey Hendrickson and them win a Super Bowl, it'll all be worth it.
Yeah.
And the Bengals could. Why not with Joe Burrow? Top 3 quarterback in the league in Joe Montana's eyes. Somebody said he was the best quarterback in the league. Who was that?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, on the show, someone just came out
said
and said it.
A lot of people.
Man, yeah, that was very recent.
It was Will.
Orlovsky, maybe?
Will
Dan?
Compton.
Will
There
Compton.
it is.
Will Compton said, when healthy, Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league. Joe Montana says he's top 3 quarterback in the league. It's like, all right, we just didn't see him in the playoffs, so that's probably why he's left out of a lot of the chatter. I'm excited to see what the Bengals can do it. We appreciate you, Schrags. Good luck with your hour.
Appreciate it. I'm doing this prediction special Thursday on ESPN after you guys at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be all the predictions for the season right before kickoff. So I'm excited, and I got to say, Pat, thank you for everything. You're the man, and Bruce Arians, what a legend. Thanks, guys.
Nah, you're the legend, dude.
You're the man, bro.
You are.
You're the
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen, Peter Schrager.
Yeah.